Hi everyone, welcome to BIM Parametrics. I am Mohammed Shahrukh and welcome back to the fourth session of this series which we call the Netflix of BIM. So in the previous session we have seen how a BIM project is planned and organized under ISO 19650. How the client defines requirements, how the teams are appointed, and how everyone prepares through different document and mobilization phases. By this stage, the groundwork is complete, the teams are ready, the common data environment is in place, and the information delivery process is clearly defined. Now, next we move into the next phase of the ISO 19650 BIM workflow, that is the stage 6 production stage, where the actual BIM modeling begins. So here we will look at the BIM modeling workflow starting from the conceptual design, moving into discipline specific models, and finally bringing everything together into a federated model. So let's continue with the same example of our 6-story commercial building which we saw in the last session. So at the very beginning, we have the conceptual design stage where the overall form, layout, and massings are developed. It's a starting point, not the final model. Now, from there, each discipline starts to develop its own detailed BIM model. The architect defines the spaces, walls, finishes, and room layouts. The structural engineer designs the building skeleton, that is the column, beam, slabs, and foundation. Next, the MEP engineer creates the building services, that is the ducts, pipes, electrical cabling, and other MEP equipment. Now, as this discipline model starts taking shape, it's no longer the work of one person alone. Each team, whether architectural, structural, or MEP, has multiple specialists contributing to the same model at the same time. For instance, several architects might work on different floors or zones simultaneously. Similarly, multiple engineers in the structural discipline can work together on the same structural model, developing column grades, beam, and reinforcement layout. The same applies to the MEP team, where designers can simultaneously work on HVAC, plumbing, and electrical system. Each discipline works on its own discipline specific central model within the Common Data Environment or CDE, which is a shared digital workspace that keeps everything connected. Now, next, as each discipline develops its own detailed BIM model within the CDE or the Common Data Environment, something important starts to happen. They no longer work in isolation like in the traditional CAD workflow. The structural engineer begins by referencing the architectural model to design the building structures accurately. Similarly, the MEP engineer in turn references both the architectural and structural model to design services that fit perfectly within the building layout. Through this process of linking and referencing model inside the common data environment, the actual model exchange and coordination between discipline begins. Now that we have seen that the model exchange begins between discipline, let's talk about how this exchange actually happens. So in BIM, models can be shared in two main ways. That is the closed BIM and the open BIM. So now let's see what is a closed BIM approach. In a closed BIM approach, all project disciplines, architecture, structure, and MEP work within the same software ecosystem. For example, or to describe it, the model is exchanged in its native format, such as .rvt, which allows smoother coordination and minimizes data loss within that single environment. However, this approach has clear limitations. All teams must use the same software and version, which can restrict collaboration with others using different tools. It also creates a dependency on one vendor, increasing licensing costs and reducing data accessibility once the project is complete. So, while closed BIM ensures consistency, it lacks the flexibility and openness that modern multi software projects often needs. Now, let's talk about the open BIM approach. In contrast to closed BIM, the open BIM approach allows each discipline to use the software that best suits their workflow. For example, the architect can create their model in ArchiCAD, the structural engineer can use Tekla structure, and the MEP engineer can work in Autodesk Revit. So instead of exchanging native files, teams share their models using open and neutral formats such as IFC or Industry Foundation class. This approach basically allows smooth collaboration between different platforms, and importantly, it's independent of software type or the version. One major advantage is that model remains usable and accessible for future use, even if the software used to create them eventually becomes obsolete. Another advantage with OpenBIM is every time maintains OpenBIM maintains every time a control of their own model. So we share only what's needed, maintaining their ownership. Alright, so now that we have taken a moment to understand the difference between closed beam and open beam approach of data exchange, let's continue with our project scenario. So in our scenario, we are following the open beam approach, which means each discipline works in the software of their choice, but shares their model through the open IFC format. And now the times comes for the federated model, the stage where all the discipline models finally come together. Once the individual models are complete, that is the architectural, structural, and MEP, each team export its model as an IFC file. These IFC files are then combined into a single federated model within the common data environment. This federated model is what which brings together all disciplines into one coordinated view, allowing everyone to check alignment, detect the clashes, and ensure the overall design work as a one unified system. So with that, we'll wrap up today's session here. In our fifth session, we will see why the industry uses a concept called LOD, or the level of development. We will break this down and explore what LOD truly means and why it plays such a critical role in the real BIM projects. So until then, I hope you have a great week ahead. If you found this session useful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the next episode of the next Netflix of BIM. See you in the next session, and thank you for watching.